Good morning, people. It's your man Joshua Pondexter. Happy Friday. Um, hey, we're back at it. We hadn't been doing our Facebook Live maybe a year or two. We have been doing YouTube. So we're back on this platform, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Ask Joshua. So the this particular space is designed for you to ask your financial questions on any financial topic that you may have. I get text messages, phone calls all the time. Joshua, what do you think about Bitcoin? What do you think about this? What do you think about this platform? What do you think about trading and things of that nature, right? So it's very critical that you understand what type of investor you are, right? And so we're going to talk about that. Cheers. Some hot tea this morning with a little turmeric, get me motivated. But okay, what I think about Bitcoin, what I think about this stock, that stock. Well, I just can't answer that question through a text message or through a little question, because now I got to ask you some questions, right? What type of investors are you? So there's 8 type of investors. So now you need to determine what type of you. Quickly, there's the value investor, the growth investor, the trader, the speculator, the dividend investor, the momentum investor, the minimum volatility investor, the quality investor. So we're going to give you a little meat on these investors, and you can determine what kind of investor are you. That's what's important, right? The sector that you choose to invest in, you still going to have to do some research and some study. You're not just going to trust your hard-earned money to a financial planner, right? Stock trader, right? Get some knowledge, right? So value investor, number one. Value investor try to buy companies for less than what they are worth. They prefer to buy cheap companies that are on sale. That's the value investor, right? So, when are companies on sale? That's when the market corrects, right? So that's when they have had some bad news, right? So drug company come out with a drug that's harming people, right? That's DXing people, right? So, wow, that's bad news. But the stock is going to drop, but it's still a great company, right? Just had a little bad news, right? So as a value investor, you're looking for all those type of opportunities. A growth investor, number 2. A growth investor buy companies with plenty of growth potential ahead. Think about companies active in AI. So I know Nevada, whatever the name of that AI company, stock is kind of high, several $100s a share, but can we not see the growth, right? Can we not go identify some other AI company and invest in it? Energy companies, all this construction company, all this construction and energy that's about to occur, automotive industry. Hey, these things are about to boom. So growth investors, so you're looking for sectors that are growing, right? Traders, right? Traders use technical analysis to base their investment decision on. They don't care about the fundamental value of the companies they buy, right? They just so they trading. They're day to day. They're looking at the technical analysis. So everybody want to be a trader, but you don't have a technical mind. You have no technical training. How you're gonna read charts? You're gonna look at patterns. Stop the cap. You're not a trader. Speculator. A bunch of them. Speculators just buy a company because they think it's going up. They don't use fundamentals to make investment decisions. What are fundamentals? Who running that thing, right? What's the pedigree? What's the accomplishment of the people who own the company, run the company? What's their history? What sector are they in? They're in toothpaste, or they're in technology. So, hey, this, speculate. They don't care none. They just, they just like, I think this is gonna go, right? I think this is gonna do big, right? So, about judging things on feelings, right? Don't always turn out that way. And then there's dividend investors, right? Dividend investor wants to generate income out of their investment. They seek stable companies that have been paying out dividends for years. Who is that? Coca-Cola? Colgate? These companies have been around for 30, 40, 50 years and continue to yield dividends, right? So you say, hey, I got 100,000, I got 500,000. I want to buy some of that, and I want to get a 10% return on my money, 10,000, 50,000 a year. Dividend investor, right? Momentum investor, right? Momentum investor invest in companies that have been rising, and they sell them when they seem to have peaked, right? So you want to find those companies that are on the rise, right? So, hey, watch Squawk Box, read technical and financial publications, right? Startups, right? So IPOs offering. So go. This is what this do. They do investing, right? They don't call somebody and ask them, what do you think about this? No, they do some investigating themselves, right? Minimum volatility investors, right? So we don't want too much change, right? Minimum volatility investor wants to invest in very predictable, boring company. Think about company products like paint. It's pretty predictable, pretty boring. Toothpaste, shoe polish. These are just all predictable. Toilet paper. These are all minimum volatility, right? Minimum. There might be some changes, There might be a pandemic, and toilet paper might get some volatility, but that's rare, right? A quality investor. Number 8, quality investor wants to invest in the best companies in the world. They want to buy wonderful companies at a fair price, right? So you're a quality investor. You want to buy good companies, good quality companies. GE, right? HP. These there's a lot of quality companies out there that have been doing their things for 30 years and have been consistently performing, right? So, a type of investors, and which one are you? So, the value investor, the growth investor, trader, speculator, dividend investor, momentum investor, minimum volatility investor, and a quality investor. So we're going to go over those things again. So what are they? What are they psychologically? Because when you want, am I investing in Bitcoin? Yeah, you're a speculator, right? You remember all those people going out to California during the gold rush, historically, remember, and some few won, and most of them lost very badly, taking that track. Those speculators, right? So value investor, Value investors try to buy companies for less than what they're worth. So you're looking for a company that has some value, but it's it's not really overvaluated. And so you say, hey, listen, that's a good value. That's a good buy. You know how it is when you're buying me buying clothing. I'm going to the sales rack and I'm looking for value, right? Growth investor. I'm looking for a company that's growing. So just told you the sectors that are growing. We got energy. We got AI, technology sector. All this, these construction. Construction is more than digging a ditch. You got construction equipment. Caterpillar is banging. Their stock is banging, right? So what type of investor are you? Traders, technical analysis, right? If you can't really handle a bank account, how are you going to read some charts, right? You know you didn't do well in school, right? So stop pretending that you're a trader, right? Speculator, you speculating, right? I just kind of think I'm going to buy a company that I think is going up. That's speculator, right? You're going with your gut. Is that a way? Is that something that you want to base your hard-earned money on? Dividend investors, solid American company, Coca-Cola, GE. GE bring good things to life, right? And they bring death to life. They make the F-16, the F-47 now. So whenever this administration is going over there and selling all them weapons to people, Boeing, GE, they're making that stuff, right? So company's been around a long time. They pay dividends. So man, look at the momentum investors, right? So hey, these are investors who invest in companies that are rising, right? So you gotta watch the charts. You do your research, right? Minimum volatility investors. Minimum. I don't want anything exciting. Inflation is being drove down to 2%. I want a 3 to 4% return on my money. You can find that in just basic companies, right? Quality investors looking for good quality. There's plenty of them, right? So those are the 8 type investors, people. So which type are you, right? So don't be calling me, texting me what I think about Bitcoin, what I think about this. What you think about yourself, right? Who are you fundamentally? What's your investment strategy? Develop your own investment strategy. So all these things that we're talking about is investing in other people, companies, investing in companies. Here's what I recommend. I recommend that you invest in yourself, right? 10% of your earnings should be invested in this old guy here, the brain, researching, studying, books, attending workshops, podcasts, or online learning, right? If you want to learn about investing or whatever topic. So 10% should be investing in yourself, right? And then another 20%, if you're part-time, if you're a part-time business owner, should be invested in your business. So that's 30%. 70% is left for lifestyle. That's living, housing, clothing, feeding, and you investing 30% of your earnings into yourself, into your knowledge, into the company that you have created. I think you're going to end up better than most. So what type of investors are you? So you want to waste, I don't use that word, you want to use all your energy investing in other people's companies. I'm trying to buy this stock. I'm buying this Bitcoin. You don't even know these people, right? They don't even know you. They don't even, I ain't gonna say they don't care about you. They care about your money. So, listen, people, when you investing, you need to develop your own investment strategy according to the type of person that you are, or the type of investor that you are. All right. So if you don't know how to determine that on your own, holler at your boy, JoshuaPondexter.com. Avail yourself of a complimentary consultation. Right. Don't cost you thousands of dollars. Just buy your man a coffee or tea and get your customized plan, investment plan for yourself. It takes some, you have questions for me, I have questions for you. It takes some time for me to talk to you and to ferret out, extract from you your investment style. And the beautiful thing about it, you'll be along for the process. You go like, I'm conservative, I'm aggressive, right? No, I'm 60 years old. I can't be aggressive anymore, Joshua, right? I'm 30, 25. I can let it fly, right? So develop your own investment strategy. What type of investor are you? So there's 8 different types of investors. When we look at investing in other people's companies, if you take anything away from this conversation, it is that I want you to invest in yourself. A minimum of 30% of your earnings should go into creating knowledge, research for yourself, and then the other 20% should go into creating a business for yourself and for your family and for the future, right? So that's it, people. Thank you for tuning in. We're back every Friday at 9 a.m. So when I started as doing COVID. And so when I was doing it, it didn't matter where I was or in the world, I was still going to do my Facebook Live, right? And so consequently, Facebook then took all that stuff down. So I take it, bring it down, then I put it up on my YouTube channel, Joshua Pondexter on YouTube. Right, JoshuaPondexter.com is my website where you can go schedule you a consultation. Right, Joshua Pondexter on all social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Right, so that's it, people. Holler at your boy. It's your customized plan. We're here to help the community. Peace. Bye for now. See ya next Friday. Peace, love, and soul.